Good afternoon, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the shop back at you with another video, and it's Wood Wednesday. I just was having a wee look through my knives and I seen this and I thought, I haven't talked about this knife in a while, and I thought, why not? Just why not? And it's Wood Wednesday, and this is one of the nicest pieces of wood that I have on a handle. And the reason that I think it is really nice is the striations in the wood. They all go the one way, and it makes this elegant knife even more elegant. This would be a slimline trapper. It's a Shatt Morgan, and this is, I'm going to say the word, this is quite a rare piece. This was made by Queen, and Shatt Morgan was supposed to be their high-end knives, and they were too. I mean, they really were. They make beautiful knives. I love my Shatt Morgan knives. But sadly, when Queen took them over the years, they just let their standards slip a little bit, which was such a shame because they made such a beautiful knife. The fit and finish in this is average. It's not high because there's a couple of wee tiny gaps, and maybe not, yeah, there is. Well, maybe they're not so much even gaps. It's just where they haven't been hafted properly, and one bit's sitting a wee bit, if you can see that, you can hear it many. It's just sitting a little bit higher than the other, and it really, overall, when you pick this knife up, it looks lovely, but then you start to see the little blemishes, maybe not so little, some of them. On the wood day that they done this, they must have brought a bricklayer in to do the wood, because how can you mess up that shield so badly and let it go through your QC in what's supposed to be your high-end knives? Isn't that, it's awful. It's actually sank down. If you can see it, this top corner is sank down in. Does it bother me? No, it doesn't bother me. The knife's lovely, but when you're paying the money for a high-end knife, you expect high-end finish. That is a bricklayer chamfering that out with a corner of a brick. The double ring bolster, I think they've done lovely. They're deep, they're wide, and in this side it looks absolutely lovely. But when you turn it over, you can see this top bit here. It dips away down. It is just not even close to being straight. I don't know whether you're seeing that. There's a big dip in the metal just there. Again, does it bother me? No, because from afar, I'm not looking at that. But the thing that really got me about it was the wood. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there know what it is. This is rosewood, but I have never seen rosewood look so good. And on a knife, a long, slim, elegant knife, I just love it. I think this is the number 19 pattern with Shatt Morgan, if I'm right. And it tells you on the blade how rare it is. So it's a Shatt Morgan 1 of 30. And that is pretty rare for a pocket knife. How many pocket knives do you have in your collection that there's only 1 in 30 of? Now, yes, maybe customs, there's going to be, but I mean, this is not a custom knife. This was a Shatt Morgan, all right, be it a little bit more expensive than your average Queen knife. But to get 1 of 30 in this makes it quite rare. Now, that was never my intention when I bought it, but when you sit back and think now that these companies are no more, and people want to collect older knives, not that I'm going to give this away, this is in my collection. I'm not even a trapper lover, that's a lie. Before the Boys and RJ's knives gets me, I love a spay blade, but I'm not so much in love with a trapper, although I do like this clip point. I think because it's got that gorgeous big swedge and the nail nick up there, and it's done on both sides. Absolutely stunning. I love this blade. Now, this isn't one of their D2 ones. It just says carbon on it. So I'm not sure what that was. I would think 1095, not sure. I think it's carbon, it says. I have to just double check that. Let me just get my big magnifying glass on there because I'm blind as an old dog. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it just says carbon. So I'm not sure. Maybe if any of you traditional boys out there know what they used as their carbon, but I would say it's probably 1095. It'd be a good bet. Or even a 1 tool steel they could have used. They were good at using different steels. So let me know if anybody knows. It doesn't actually say it on the box either. It just says carbon. I think. I'll maybe double check that and I'll have to get back to you. But yes, a beautiful knife. And I thought, well, let's just show that off because, I mean, it's got a lovely walk and talk on it. It's a knife you can get into places and use. I mean, for cutting up your food, or, I'm not that I would use this good a knife for food prep, but, at lunchtime, taking it out to cut up your sandwich or a steak or whatever, and then just clean it off. Again, I probably wouldn't do the steak because I don't want to lose that etch, because it sort of means something. And it's lovely done. The style, the writing style is just beautiful. That sort of old English writing style, I just love it. So that's the knife. That's the first part of today. And I'll put that up there just so as you can continue to look at its beauty. And this is a little bit of wood I found at the beach years ago. Me and the wife were walking and I found this, and this reminded me of a bird. Can you see it coming down, and this being the wing set in, sort of like a swan tucks its wing up high. It's even got a hole for where an eye would be. Now, I never done that. There's wee holes all over it. But I just love this little bit of, and I've kept it for years. It is so dry now because it's been lying about the house. I might just put a bit of oil on it to keep it going a bit longer. So, I really do tell you some tripe on here, don't I? But you love it. So, what else am I going to talk about today? Well, the big announcement today is that on Thursday night at 7:30 UK time, we have a very, very special guest who's coming on begrudgingly, but decided it's time she was going to do it. And yes, it's a she. It is none other than Mrs. PPP herself. Wee Sally is coming on for, she reckons she could maybe stick for half an hour. So if you've got any questions and you're not going to make it and you want your questions asked that you can watch afterwards, please put them down below in the description. Any questions at all for Mrs. PPP. And even if you are going to join in, it's going to be live. So you're going to get the honest answer from Miss PPP. And let me tell you, my wife is very honest. She tells you to your face. And I wouldn't challenge her on sarcasm. But it's very nice. So it'll be me and Justin and Mrs. PPP on the channel live on Thursday night. She'll probably stay on for about half an hour. Me and Justin will probably go on for an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. So you're more than welcome. Please pass it on. Let everybody know that you know that it's coming on. We're trying to build up the podcast and the numbers up, but we don't want to go too fast because we're enjoying it so much and we're getting to answer all the questions that come through. So we're just going to gradually improve it. And as we get a wee bit better, but we're having such fun with it. So please come along and join in. And Mrs. PPP will answer any question within reason. And she'll tell you when you've gone beyond the reason. So, and the last wee thing I just wanted to do, yesterday I showed getting this beautiful little flashlight from somebody who I'd done a trade with, and he just threw this in, titanium flashlight, which I absolutely love. Well, you'll never guess what came in the post today. I haven't had wee gifts. Now, you get wee gifts every now and then, but this last sort of week or two, I've had some lovely gifts, and it really does lift you. And the people are kind enough to think, to do it. I don't know whether you remember, a few months ago, I got this made for me. It's one of my subs, and he's on Instagram, but he doesn't want to be sort of named out. He's called David, so that's not giving away. But David made me this, and I love this knife. Or this knife, I call everything a flipping knife. This sheath, and I have my favourite this month's Jack Wolf's knives, which are going to be available on the 17th from Fraymar. I have this beautiful knife in this sheath, and look how well the purple goes with that sort of maroony colour. I just think it's a beautiful combination. Really lovely. So we have that. And I was over the moon. It's my favourite knife, and I carry nearly all my Jack Wolf knives in this up until now. He sent me 4 slips in the post and a little flashlight that goes in one of the, it's encased in leather with the slip. I'll show that again. I'm going to do one every other video or something because, look, this man obviously spends a lot of time making these, and I'm so privileged that somebody is doing this and then giving it to me. Let me tell you, there's nobody will appreciate them more, but I'm going to show you the first one, and it's definitely for me the best one because it's just, look at this. Look at that for a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful slip. That is by far the nicest slip I've ever had. And the fact that it's handmade by somebody who is just a subscriber, he's not just a subscriber, a very important part of the channel now because he's going to be in it more than most. But look at that beautiful work. Listen to that leather. It is just beautiful. And what I've done is I've just put one of my favourite knives in it, which is the GEC. And this is lovely. This is the Stockyard Whittler. I just love this knife. And now that it's in, look at that. Come on. How good looking is that? And you've got the actual smooth leather on the inside. So it's lovely to slide in. Fits perfectly. That's my sort of one that I take when I'm going, even for a weekend away, or when I'm going to a wedding, or I'm going to a party or something like that. That's the sort of knife that I want to take with me because it's everything I'm probably going to need and more on a day out. And having the punch on it is so useful. How many times do you go to a wedding and somebody's trouser button goes, or and they need to put a wee hole in a leather belt? Just fantastic. This is what it's for. And but there's just a useful knife in now the most beautiful sheath. Honestly, the burnishing and all around the sides of it. I'm just, David, I'm over the moon. I can't tell you how excited I am. But look, I got this yesterday, and these two people don't know each other, and these were not, I didn't know either of these were coming. Look at that. What a carry for a fancy night out with a wife, or a wedding, or any sort of a party. Is that not just stunning? I'm over the moon. So, do you know, I feel really blessed today. And yesterday I felt it too when I got this. So, again, maybe I'll go over the top, but I feel genuinely blessed. I think it's lovely when, a gift that has been made is this special gift. There's no doubt about it. And all gifts are beautiful. And I have to say, I'm very happy to receive it. Thank you. Stop it, Stephen. I would actually get emotional if I keep going like that. I think I'm really getting too old to do this. Right, take care, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your day on Wooden Wednesday. Take care. Stick a video up and show me a bit of your nice wood. Bye-bye now.